What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. I had a couple requests to check out in-depth the Omega system, so I decided to take a little bit of time. One of the things that's an issue now with the way that they just redid the test center is that they ported over everything literally from a snapshot on live recently, which means that all the G's that I used to have are now no longer here, so I can't spend a crap ton of points to get Omega points. So I can't tell you what the values are in terms of points are right now, but I can go over each tree individually, each individual tree, which will be an individual video, so you can look at whichever one you want, and I can show you what the base levels of each of the powers are, and I can't tell you how they'll scale. I can guess at how they'll scale, but beyond that, I can't tell you any of the costs or anything like that. And literally, it's 1 point here, 50 points there, 50 points here, 25 points there, everything else is done. So, we're going to go Psionics, we're going to go right and down, left and down, down and left, and then down and right. That should make sense. Alright, let's start with Clairsentience. Basically, you get XP per defeat. That's what we saw in there. It's obviously, I think it was every 5 ranks it's scaled. Not obviously, but that's what it was in the last video. To the right, we have Telepathic Bolts. You have a 1% chance to deal mental damage and slow a target by 20% for 10 seconds when you're hit with a 30-second cooldown. I believe that this will scale mental damage itself and possibly the duration. I don't think the actual chance will scale, but it could. Actually, let's see. Oh, I don't have any points available to me, so I literally cannot do anything right now. Let's just move on. Scan and Destroy. 1% chance to deal mental damage when you hit. You know what? With both of these being 1% and then mental damage itself, it's likely the percentage, the proc chance and the actual damage will scale. So I'm going to go with that. Here we have Legion. Holy crap. You spontaneously create new personalities with the following effects. Any number can be active and last 1 minute. You have Time Sink, which is 1% chance to counter any attack. Sally, which is gain 1 strength and 1 durability. The Legion, gain 1 to all attributes. Delphic, gain 1 to intelligence. Jack Wayne, gain 1% physical and mental damage. Skinsmith, gain 1% defense. Time Sink, gain 1% melee damage. Senya Naja Panov, gain 1% brutal strike rating. Crix Bax the Cracklar, gain 1% movement speed. Cindy Holler, gain 1% energy damage. Moira, gain 1% mental defense. Non-Newtonian Annie, gain 1% missile deflection. And the Clown, gain 1% crit rating. Wow. So I would assume that the attributes aren't going to go up, but the percentages can. And it's possible that maybe there's a proc chance that will increase based upon how many points you have into it. Maybe the duration of it will increase as well. I'm not entirely sure. We've got Telepathic Senses. Reveal enemies on the minimap for 1 second when you use a mental power. That'll probably go up, scale up with points into it. You have Analysis Cube, which is 1% chance to gain 600 damage rating for 10 seconds when you hit. That will probably be proc and duration going up. I'm not entirely sure that damage rating would go up. And then last but not least, we have Psionic Overload. 5% damage, lose 1% of your current health when you hit an enemy. That, both of the 1% I don't think will scale, but the 5% damage rating will. On the left, we have Psionic Charge, do 1% damage with ranged powers. That'll obviously increase up to 20%, I think. 1% extra damage on mental attacks, same thing. When you deal damage, oh, that was Melt Face. Psionic Vampire is when you deal damage with a mental power, regenerate 60 health, so it'll probably be more, the health will scale. Ultimate Telekinetic is 12 crit damage rating, and plus 12 damage rating on mental attacks. Those will obviously both scale. We have Omega Machine, which gives you plus 1% damage on mental attacks and then 1 energy. The mental damage will likely scale. The energy damage could scale at every 5 ranks, but I'm not entirely sure. And then we have the Phoenix Force, 10 energy. Did I forget? No, okay, cool. So on the bottom here, we have the one that I couldn't pronounce, and I'm still not going to pronounce it. But we have plus 1% special item find, that will scale. We have Precognition, plus 1 XP per enemy defeat. That's interesting. Plus 6 dodge rating. So you don't even have to bother with this one. Although this probably costs more than some of the other ones. And likely they will both scale. We've got Psionic Exoskeleton plus defense. That will scale. Telepathic Cloak, 1% chance to become invisible for 5 seconds when you hit. It may be that you get the percentage chance to proc increases every level, and the duration of the invisibility may increase every 5 levels. But again, I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of stuff that you can't really test because of the way that the system is right now. They may give us a bunch of free Omega points. And in fact, let me look something really quick. No, just the orb. There's no other things, anything in specials. Nope, nothing. Okay, so back to this system. We were just on Telepathic Cloak. We are now on Avoid Fate. Plus 1% chance when attacked to avoid fate, evading all attacks for 5 seconds. Cool. Percentage chance will probably go up. It is likely that the duration itself, however, may not go up. Psych Blasts, 1% chance to deal 60,000 mental damage when you hit. Wow. 1% chance to gain a 10% damage shield for 10 seconds when you hit. So the percentage proc chances will probably go up. I don't think the mental damage will go up, but it could. And the damage shield duration will likely go up. And then we're back to Psionic Overload. Over here we have Psychoportation, which is +1 cost reduction, plus 1%, let me try that one more time. 1% cost reduction for movement powers. Boom. So that's going to be your stuff for movement capabilities, which will be interesting, like your teleports. Psionic Shotgun, 1% chance to blast enemies in front of you for 20,000 mental damage when you hit. Proc chance will scale, mental damage might scale. Misdirection, plus 1% chance to deflect projectiles. This will be pretty important for certain heroes, and it may go up by 20 if each of these are 20 ranks in them. You never know, really. -1 spirit cost for your powers because of mental discipline. That will obviously scale properly. Onslaught. Plus 10% damage against normal enemies. Plus 100 brutal strike rating for mental powers. Plus 99 damage rating for mental attacks. 100 crit rating for mental powers and 10% base health. The damage rating against normal enemies will probably stay the same. Brutal strike, damage rating, and crit rating will all likely scale per level, and I believe the base health will stick by itself. And then we're back to Phoenix Force. In the middle here, we've got Merge and Possess, plus 1% extra damage dealt by summon allies, plus 1% extra, or plus 1% summon ally health. Those will both probably scale. Stepford Cuckoos, you get plus 1 extra damage rating by summon allies, plus 1 extra damage on mental attacks, and then you have Overmind's Power, which is plus 6 intelligence. On the left here, we have Mind Over Matter, which was the one we talked about earlier. -1 durability, -1 strength, plus 1 energy, plus 1 intelligence. Not that bad, actually. Then you have Focus Strength of Grom, which doesn't make sense, but unless you take the bottom path. 7% slower movement speed, but you get plus 7 strength, -70 spirit. On the bottom here, we have Shadow King's Possession, which is plus 1 extra damage dealt by summon allies. 24 Brute Strike, 24 crit rating. All of those will likely scale. On the right here, we have Supreme Intelligence, which is plus 1 intelligence, which leads into the plus 6 intelligence. And then we have Telepathic Immunity, which gives you plus 60 mental defense, which will likely scale as well. So there is the Psionics tree. Hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, describing all these powers for you. I apologize I wasn't able to give you points on how well each of these scale. One of the things that I wanted to note that I've seen elsewhere is that there's a 5,000 point cap on Omega points. And with the way that some of these are, some of them don't have full 20-point scalings. Some of them have 1. But on the ones that have 20-point scaling, there might be ones that the cost scales so high that you can't actually legitimately spend 5,000 points and get the full thing onto it. So be aware of that when you're utilizing the points. Make sure you look at everything before you confirm, because remember, to reset your Omega points, it costs a retcon, and that is a little costly. So, remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr at RybackStun. More videos as they come along. And with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.